It's great to see you all online on a Sunday morning. Staying safe indoors does not mean missing out on meeting interesting people and imbibing positives from the work and life. Through these webinars, AAB just did not keep our entrepreneur community engaged, but also enabled to meet a range of inspiring people who can help shape your thoughts and ideas. AABN has been engaging you with the objective of helping you hit the refresh button on emerging trends on a range of topics. It is extremely gratifying to note that today's webinar is the 80th edition. No wonder we also got an awesome speaker with fresh perspectives on hidden in your background, hydroponic farming, a practical approach. Let us extend a very warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Venkateswar Reddy Bojja, to this interactive business networking session. The agriculture industry has radically transformed over the past 50 years. Advances in machinery have expanded the scale, speed, and productivity of farm equipment, leading to more efficient cultivation of more land. India is an agrarian economy, and majority of the individuals are engaged in the sector for the sustenance of better livelihood. It renders a significant contribution to the growth and development of the country's economy. It is directly and indirectly linked with the other sectors of the economy and has the major objective of promoting overall growth and development of the economy. Agriculture with its allied sectors is the largest livelihood provider within the country. India is expected to achieve the ambitious goal of doubling farm income. The agriculture sector in India is expected to generate better momentum in the years ahead due to increased investments in agriculture infrastructure like irrigation facilities, warehousing, and storage. This is indeed a pivotal time to talk about hydroponics. Hydroponics is quickly taking root as a growing system used in both commercial food production and by backyard gardeners. It can allow you to start vegetables yearly and even grow plants year-round. When talking about the future of agriculture, hydroponic farming is generating a lot of attention amongst farmers, entrepreneurs, and people interested in growing their own greens. Given the need for more sustainable agriculture, there has been a rise in eco-friendly startup companies around the world that are using hydroponic technology to produce crops on a large scale. Hydroponics is a sustainable alternative to conventional agriculture. It is breaking the paradigm of food production. We may see a new generation of modern farmers building green walls inside their house or community centers to feed families with fresh produce grown all year round. Mr. Venkateswar Reddy is the co-founder of Vertical Green Farms. He will help us to demystify hydroponic systems for the backyard gardener. Venkateswar will welcome questions throughout the program as he discusses some of the do's and don'ts that he has learned about growing hydroponically. Venkateswar Reddy Bojja holds a master's degree in computer science and engineering from Satyabama University, Chennai. He has 10 years experience in the IT industry. Venkateswar Reddy, as a co-founder of Vertical Green Farms, has a good experience in setting up hydroponic farms and greenhouse construction. He has hands-on experience of 5 years plus in hydroponics and greenhouse construction. He is passionate about producing healthy, pesticide-free, sustainable crop and set up farms that help produce clean and safe food. He has expertise in fertigation formula, design for different crops, and provides guest lectures on revolutionary agriculture for various agri colleges. Before concluding, I would like to convey my appreciation to the speaker for his time and support in contributing to the webinar, as well as my colleagues in the core committee for organizing this webinar in these challenging circumstances. I thank you all participants most warmly for your participation and wish you all success in this webinar. In closing, I reiterate the commitment of AABN to continue to strongly support the entrepreneur community. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Venkateswar Reddy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Hi everyone, good morning. Gopi sir, please confirm whether my screen is, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we are
Visible.
able to see.
Yeah, visible.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah. Today's topic is hydroponics, a revolutionary agriculture. Before going to this, just let me introduce myself. Already is Ravi sir is glad to introduce myself already. So just I'm Venkateswar Reddy. I'm having 10+ years of IT industry. I'm not an agricultural student, or I'm not an agricultural background in my career. So, but last 5 years, I am doing some little bit of research in hydroponics, like since 5 years, 2016 and 2017 mid. Just I started working with plants in home, like is indoor, how to grow the plants in like by using the artificial lights. I started my backyard farming. So that is why. After that, just I enter into the field of commercial growers and also consultation for hydroponics farms and aquaponic farms. So now let me talk about the hydroponics. So everyone talking about the hydroponics and hydroponics. There's a last couple of years, like 2020, 2021. Now it's going to discuss about only hydroponics whenever talking about the agriculture sector. So now let's jump into the hydroponics. So why hydroponics farming? Why hydroponics farming? So already we have a good land bank in the India. So most of the people are converting into the hydroponics farming. Not only hydroponics farming, they will go for the sustainable farming. In current day youth, currently is the 32, that means 25 to 30+ youth is coming to this farming as a sustainable farming. Why hydroponics farming is required in India? We have to talk about the only India. The rest of the things you can forget about the things like whatever the European countries what are doing and whatever the Israel technology whatever doing. So we forget about all the things. Why India is required hydroponics farming? So if you talk about the why hydroponics farming in the sense means first of all is thinking about that high agricultural output. What is agricultural output? Current situation in India, output quality is deteriorating. See, whatever the quality. For example, I will tell you one example in this output quality. This agricultural output in the sense means pandemic situation. Everyone was looking for the quality produce. Everyone was that time. Do we have any mechanism to check there is a quality of agri produce? There is no mechanism for the produce. That means checking of the produce. Like there is we don't have any assessment to check any quality of produce, right? When the product is exporting to some other countries, there is some set of rules and guidelines is there, but domestically we don't have any assessment for the produce. So that time there's a qualities, we got this lot of awareness, we came into the picture. Quality awareness. If the quality in the sense means the produce is quality, that most of the people are willing to pay good amount also. So here is the hydroponics comes into the picture. When the agriculture's output is drastically is decreasing, like deterioration is happening. So that time here, this is the place the hydroponics comes into the picture. So, and second point is agricultural resources. What exactly mean by agricultural resource current in the situation in India? Deteriorating the soil quality. So for urbanization, this people are like the population is increasing. So due to that, there is the urbanization, there is a land, the soil is contaminated. The most major important thing is that soil is contaminated due to like urbanization. Like recent survey of 2021, they released like our Indian soil, whatever the arable land is having the heavy metal, this entirely is contaminated. Even air is contaminated and water also contaminated. So resource concerns is nothing but water and soil. These are two things are very important for the traditional farming. These are contaminated. How can we get the good profits in the soil? That's in traditional farming. And even also fertigation system. What is the irrigation system? These are all the resources in the agriculture sector, in traditional farming. So everything is drastically is decreasing. So what about the expectations and what are the requirements? Expectations in the sense means population is increasing. There is no food. In that case, Government of India is a 75 plan of action. They introduced one concept like more from the less, more produce from the less space, more produce from the less space. This is here is the hydroponics is required. This vertical farming method is required here is. quick result. So in the comparing with the traditional farming, if you take one example, like I will take as an Indian leafy. Everyone is aware of the Indian spinach. Like spinach is grows around, it takes 45 days to harvest. 45 days to harvest. But here is we can get the result on quicker. Like is a 30 days to we can get the harvest. That is the difference by hydroponics in the sense means. So traditional farming challenges. This all are comes like arable land decreases and extreme weather condition. We don't know when it is rainy and when it is hotter. We don't have there is no prediction will be there, and decreasing the fresh water and pest control. We don't follow the integrated pest management control and this traditional farming, and chemical and biological contamination is happening, underdeveloped infrastructure and cost of transport also. These are major impacts in the traditional farming, right? Yeah, this is the hydroponics. Why is hydroponics? Let's go for hydroponics. Yes. Now everyone be aware of that hydroponics. If you heard about the hydroponics in the sense, means everyone knows that hydroponics can go through we can grow in a water without using the soil. So before going to the hydroponics, I will tell you why hydroponics came into that. That means how it is derived from the hydroponics. Okay, how it is derived from this. So generally we know that plant grows through a process called as a photosynthesis. How can we plant grow in the sense? Means photosynthesis major important role in the while growing the plant. What is a photosynthesis? Photosynthesis in the sense means photosynthesis in which they use carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. Yes, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. That means majorly is sunlight and chlorophyll. Sorry, sunlight and chlorophyll. So what is exactly mean by chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is nothing but there is a chemical inside their leaves called as a chlorophyll. There is like a green pigment in the plant leaves. That is called as a chlorophyll. Now here is chlorophyll used to convert the carbon dioxide and water into the glucoses. That is nothing but glucose in the sense means sugar and oxygen. So here chlorophyll is a major role in the plant growth. That means chlorophyll is converting, that means utilizing the sunlight, light energy, whether it is sunlight or whether artificial light, it's taking the energy from that and CO2 and water. That means converting the CO2 and water into the water, and that means glucose and sugars and oxygen. So in this process, we never mentioned about the soil. We never mentioned about the soil. So plant is required, water and nutrients also required. So only soil, water and nutrients are they are obtaining from the soil. If you are giving these two things, water and soil, these two things if you are providing from the other place, like another indirectly, if you're providing these two things to plant in the sense, that is called as a hydroponics. Here we are eliminating the soil, and we are directly giving the water and nutrients to the plant. That is the way of hydroponics came into the picture. This is derived by the hydroponics. How it is derived? So plant, now we can say that plants can grow without soil. Hydroponics is a Greek terminology. So hydro and ponus, there is two words like hydro and ponus. Hydro in the sense means that is a water, and ponus in the meaning in the sense means labor. There's a Greek terminology, is a Latin Greek terminology. So both we can say that hydroponics in the sense means there is a working with water. So you can understand that most of the whatever the coming into the hydroponics who are enthusiasts in hydroponics, definition itself says that working with water, not with the plants. Everyone should understand. Day by day, daily, I have plenty of calls. I can get the calls. Like hydroponics means just entire the plants will be taking care. No. Hydroponics is nothing but only working with water, not with the plants. You should understand that. Everyone should understand that. We are not taking about the plants. I will tell you how the plants is taking that. Just this a technology in the sense means only working with water. Hydroponics is only technology. We are providing the water to the plants. How we are providing in the sense means that we will discuss later. So what about the benefits of hydroponics? Less land. Less land is very, very important. That is in the sense means less water. First point, we will go for the first point, less water. So most of the farmers, hydroponics farmers, claims that some of the hydroponic crops use 90% less water than comparing with the traditional farming. For example, if you take any Indian leafy grams and any Indian leafies or any exotic leafy with the help of NFT system, we only is I think it's 8 to 10% of we can utilize the water comparing with the traditional farming. Only 8% to 10% of water only utilizing it in comparing with the traditional farming. Less land in the sense means, as a traditional farmer, if one place, you could say that, just you can assume that one place they planted around 100 plants, any plants, 100 plants. But in hydroponics, we can accommodate 100 into 10 times. That means you can plant 10 times amount of crops in hydroponics. Like 1,000 plants we can accommodate in the same place. Zero soil in the sense means we are eliminating the soil in this hydroponics. But we use the inert medium. Inert medium should be like, we have to provide the balanced pH, that is the potential of hydrogen, power of hydrogen, and EC and oxygen. If we providing these things to the plant, will survive, plant will grow good healthy environment. And double growth, this is very, very important. This benefit of hydroponics is double growth. So some crops, it will give the harvest like only is the 25 days to 30 days. Just now I told you the example of that spinach. In traditional farming, we will get the harvest around the 45 days. That means 40 to 45 days it will get the harvested. So, but in hydroponics, it will get to only 20 to 25 days we can harvest if the placed perfectly plan of action. And free chemicals. That means we in hydroponics farming, we don't use any pesticides and herbicides. We never used. Because of that, in hydroponics, we developed under the protected cultivation. When we are doing the protected cultivation, in the sense means greenhouse, we are using the greenhouse. In greenhouse, almost it eliminates the 50% or 60% problems is eliminated. That means pest control will be eliminated, and remaining we have to follow the integrated pest management control. That means there is a simple thing, integrated pest management control. We have to follow that. There is a protocol will be there. Every hydroponics farmer should follow the things. That is a hydroponics. Yeah, this is history of hydroponics. Most of the people say that this hydroponics came into the only 5 years or 6 years, or otherwise there is only 10 years. But there is a history is there. So see, this pictorial representation, you can understand that when it came into the picture, hydroponics, when it is started and when it was started, 600 BC, the Hanging Gardens of Babylonia. It was started as the 600 BC Hanging Gardens of Babylonia, and Floating Gardens by Aztecs, this 1000 AD. But this terminology, this term, hydroponics term is introduced by the W.F. Gerke in 1930s. Only is a father of hydroponics in the sense means only W.F. Gerke only. This word is introduced by. After that, we have a lot of types of hydroponics is introduced later 90s, 40s. This is the just brief introduction of hydroponics, like what is the history of that. This is, yeah. What is traditional versus hydroponics? I'm currently this session is I'm focusing on the why hydroponics and why traditional farming with the hydroponic. Just you have to understand this. Why traditional farming? Yes, everyone should understand that traditional farming is required. There is air, water, and seed, soil, light, investment, and farmer. Farmer in the sense means who are the grower. These air, water, and but hydroponics farming, we are eliminating this soil. Whatever the first point, we are only eliminating the one is soil. In second one is the tillage and seeding, irrigation, plant protection, weeding, harvesting. These are all required in traditional farming. But hydroponics, tillage is not required and weeding is not required. Hydroponics. And third point is very, very important. In traditional farming, there is lack of automation, like lower level of automation. We don't have a fertigation system. We don't have a irrigation system. There is no proper irrigation system. As of now, most of the people are using for the in traditional farming. We don't have that much of high level of automation in traditional farming. But in hydroponics, we are required. We need higher degree of automation. Because of that, in hydroponics farming, we have to monitor the pH and EC and temperature and what is the humidity of greenhouse. So these are all parameters we have to consider, and we have to take as a, we have to maintain the higher degree of automation is required in the hydroponics farming. And average skill set in traditional farming, anyone can do, any person can do the traditional farming if we just providing the information.
So one request, sir. One request, can you put it on presentation mode? It will be bigger. Your presentation slides will be bigger. Down. On your right, there is a projector, kind of a icon, just press that, it will project. Yes. Yeah. You are muted. Unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, now it's okay. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Traditional farming. Traditional farming, that's average skill set labor is required. There is no higher degree of, there is no degree level of candidates is required. Just average skill set is enough for traditional farming. But in hydroponics, it's advanced skill labor is required. Because of that, so every day, day-to-day activities in hydroponics farming. Every day morning, there is an operation will start. Like we have to monitor the what is the EC, what is the pH, what is the water temperature, and what is the greenhouse temperature. As these are all a set of parameters are there. So we have to follow certain rules and guidelines. So that's what hydroponics farming, there is advanced skill labor is required. That means who are working in the hydroponics farming, at least they need to train on hydroponics. Yes. Last one is the average qualitative and quantitative returns. Exactly. Every traditional farmer is facing the last one, average qualitative and quantitative. There is no prediction in traditional farming. As of now, most of the farmers, Indian farmers, there is facing a lot of problems with the qualitative and quantitative returns. Because of that, we are never, that means if you are predicting any crop in the sense means based on the weather conditions or weather based on the sun conditions. I'm sorry. Yeah, quantitative returns. That means there is no prediction in this traditional farming. In hydroponics, we have a higher qualitative and quantitative returns. Because of that, mostly we are providing the whatever the plant is required, we are providing directly to the plant. Plant will give the higher qualitative and quantitative return. Definitely, almost I worked for the several farms like a consultant and just I visitor and lot of farms. There will be a good qualitative and quantitative returns in the hydroponics farming. Yes. Next. Sorry. Yeah. So there is a one solution that is called as a vertical farming. I will tell you about the vertical farming here. Actually, this vertical farming concept is very bigger. How to accommodate, just I given as a 2 slides. So based on the timelines, just I given these 2 slides of the vertical farming. So vertical farming is nothing but is cultivation of crops using whether in hydroponics or aeroponics technologies organized in vertical stacked layers. So this pictorial representation of is it is aeroforms USA. Very good companies, almost world #1 company in vertical farming. So what exactly the vertical farming? Cultivate the plants in a protected structure. So we are that means growing the plants in the protected structure like as a sky tappers or multi-story building or greenhouse environment. We are growing the that means we are doing the vertical farming and grow on multiple levels like at high density, usually without soil. And third one is a control environmental variables. We are like control CEO, like control environment variables for optimal plant growth, like utilizing the sunlight or if you're providing the artificial lighting also. Or like controlling the temperature and humidity is the major important, the controlling the temperature and humidity. Deliver the precious amount of nutrients and water also very important in this vertical farming is. Yes. What are the advantages of vertical farming? Yes. See, if you're comparing with the traditional farming, already I discussed. See, vertical farming in the sense means only vertical farming means more harvest, less waste. Like we can get the more harvest and even less space. See, first point is high yield in small space. See, this is a pictorial representation is from the Singapore's companies Sky Greens. So most of the Singapore companies they are encouraging the vertical farming. One of my friend from the Tamil Nadu, he's also constructing the vertical farming in Singapore. I think it's going to start in next month. The design and everything is ready. In Singapore, the government is started. That means they are encouraging the vertical farming. India is still in India. They're not concentrating on what that means vertical farming and hydroponics farming. But who are like Hawaii and some other countries, some other places, they're encouraging the vertical farming. And weather independent will be there whenever we're growing the greenhouse are and under building under protected building indoor. There's a weather independent will be there. Consistent production. That means there is a 365 days we can get the produce. Like we can 365 days we can harvest. That is the consistent production and less water consumption. That means hydroponics says that there is a less water consumption every crop and even no pesticides. Already I discussed. We don't use any kind of pesticides and herbicides in vertical farming or hydroponics farming. Because of that, we will follow the integrated pest management control. No agricultural runoff in this, and also is a no contamination from the surroundings. We grown under the protected cultivation. That is the reason there is no contamination for the produce. Also, we can get the quality produce in this vertical farming. Yes. What are the types of hydroponics? There are two main types of hydroponics farming. Like there is a two systems. One is an open system and second one is a closed system. Sorry. Just give a minute. Yes, there are two main systems, like main types of hydroponic systems. One is an open system and closed system. See here, most of the people, how it is derived the hydroponic system is, we have a like open system. People will say that active system and passive system. But here I define that means types of hydroponics as per my experience in hydroponics industry, as per my guru's experiences. I associate with along with some hydroponics like US and European countries agronomists. So we can divide as two systems like open system and closed system. Hydroponic system, what exactly mean by the open system? Hydroponic system that involves the growing media, like as a container plants are usually called as a open system. Open system in the sense means that is a grow slabs and grow bag and open troughs. That means with using the coco peat as a medium. These are the things that is as an open system. This just like a grow bag. I think everyone is aware of the grow bag. We can grow in the plants. That is medium we use as a coco peat. And a closed system. Closed system is hydroponics system that do not involve the growing media are usually called as a closed system. NFT and deep water culture. These both systems are very, very, very popular system in hydroponics cultivation. That means NFT is nothing but nutrient film technique and deep water culture is that means DWC system. These two methods, these two systems are very, very important. That means even also very popular for the commercial hydroponics, these two systems. Yes, I think you can understand by seeing these pictures, this presentation also, what is a grow bags and what is a open troughs and what is a grow slabs also. So this is the open systems, grow bags. This representation will be there. We can use the plant same by using the irrigation water and open troughs. And currently, most of the companies in India, in hydroponics farming companies, they follow the open troughs. And recently, one grow slabs is came into the picture. That means most of the people are using in commercial way. Like this, very, very easy to maintain and very, very easy to even recycling the grow slabs also. This is the open system. And types of hydroponic, that means closed system. We will discuss about the closed system. This system is very, very important. Yes. See, nutrient film technique. Everyone be aware of that nutrient film technique. If you talk about the hydroponics, this only the technique is relevant to the hydroponics. Nutrient film technique. What is the nutrient film technique? NFT system. When we are talk about the nutrient film technique, we have only two things. One is a reservoir, one is NFT. This is called as a nutrient film channel. We can say that this is a nutrient film channel. Sorry. Yeah. This is nutrient film channel. So here by using the water pump, we are pump the water into the channels like with the water and nutrients. So plant can be absorb the water and nutrients from the this pots, and end of the each channel water can come back to the reservoir. So in this process, water can be recirculated. This is process called as a nutrient film technique. Nutrient film technique in the sense means water will flow through like a thin layer. So there is no less amount of water will be flowing. So that is called as a nutrient film technique. So what is the advantages and what are the disadvantages of the nutrient film technique? So space efficient and easy to inspect the root system. So whether we can easy to identify the any fungus affected, or whether root is damaged, or whether any root rot is happened to the plant, or we can easy to inspect the plants in the NFT system. That is, and recirculating the system means less waste. So that means we are using the water. That means recirculating the water, and plentiful of oxygen flow will be there in the NFT system. Yes. What are the disadvantages in this nutrient film technique? Every technique there is advantages and disadvantages. Based on the grower or based on the who are running the commercial farm, they have to decide whether which system is required. Like whether economically this is expensive. I can say that this nutrient film technique method is this NFT system is economically that's very expensive. You can understand that. Disadvantages in the sense means in case of pump failure of any kind can completely destroy the plants, completely destroy your crop. In case of any pump failure or any power electricity is gone, completely your farm will be gone. So roots can become overgrown and clog the channels. This is the major disadvantage in the nutrient film technique. And second one is a deep water culture. Deep water culture. This is the definition itself. We can understand the deep water culture deeper. Like we have only the reservoir system only. In NFT, we have a reservoir and there is a channel will be there. But in deep water culture, we have only the reservoir. See, this is only reservoir will be there. So you have a reservoir to hold the nutrient solution. This reservoir is completely with the nutrient solution will be there. That means nutrients and water will be there. The roots of your plants are suspended in that solution. So they plant can get the constant supply of the water and oxygen and nutrients in the system. DWC system is root. That means plant roots are suspended in the water of the water of the reservoir. So that is the reason we used to call as a deep water culture. So to oxygenate the water in the sense means we use the air pumps. So air pumps or air stone we can use in this thing. So this system is very, very, very cheaper. I can say that this is inexpensive system, easy to build. So no nutrient pump also not required. Actually, only we can go for the air pump. Also, we can go for that. Here, recirculating the water, and water saving also will be there in this, and extremely low maintenance. This technique is very, very low, cheaper. And what is the disadvantage of this system is does not work well for larger plants. Only for we will go for the only leafy greens like exotic or Indian leafy greens, which is best suitable for the deep water culture, and does not work well for the plants with longer growing periods. Only for the, that's what I'm saying, that only exotic crops and Indian leafy greens only harvested time is around 30 to 40 days or 30 to 60 days only. So that is the reason this is the best method to implement the limited period of crops. And risk of root rot and most frequently refill the reservoir. That means there will be a time duration will refill the water. That means every 6 days or every 15 days we can refill the water in the reservoir. So this is the technique of deep water culture system. Yes, I will tell you here circular and rectangular channel. What is the difference between the circular and rectangular difference? See, most of the home gardeners, they used to set up as a circular system. So what is a circular? See, what is the difference between the circular and rectangular? Rectangular channel, whatever I told you, the NFT system, NFT in the sense means that channel should be like as a rectangular pipe, rectangular. So what exactly the difference, circular and what is the rectangular? So in the circular pipe, growth of the root zone is narrow in circular pipe, and a rectangular, in the rectangular, so root zone has a uniformly will be there. So that is the difference. So in the circular pipe, root zone is a narrow will be there, rectangular there is a root zone as uniformly will be there. Circular, the maintain of the water in high column will be there. We have to provide the more water in the takes the more water in the circular system. In the nutrient film technique, there is only water will be flow like a thin layer only. That's not required. That much of water is not required comparing with the circular pipe. This is a major reason. And even also one of the disadvantage in the circular system, that means circular pipes, that means there is no oxygen levels will be there. This is the very, very important thing. And better to use for the rectangular only. In the market, they are available in the sizes are 100 into 50. There's mostly available for in the market. Better to go for the rectangular pipes. Because of that, you should understand that one thing, whenever you are using the rectangular pipe or circular pipe, that flow rate should be good. Flow rate should be like whatever the input flow rate is equals to the output flow rate. That means every pipe, that means every NFT channel, it will 1 to 2 liters per minute, we can get it. That is the formula for that. So what are the, what is the advantages and disadvantages of hydroponics? Yeah, advantages means I already discussed some of the points in this earlier sessions. No soil is needed and make better use of space and location. That means we can grow anywhere in the sense, and climate control. This is the best, like we will go for the climatic control greenhouses we use, like fan and pad system and natural ventilation. Natural ventilation is nothing but just only naturally provided thing, and we can go for the climatic condition. It's high-tech polyhouses in the sense means we can go for the fan and pad system. And hydroponics is water saving method and effective use of nutrients. That means we are not wasting any fertigation system in the hydroponic system. Whatever the plant is required, whatever the type of crop plant is required, so that much of fertigation only we will supply. So every plant, that means every crop, they have a different fertigation system will be there. Every crop, if you take as a tomato, if you take as a capsicum, there is a different fertigation system is required. There is no common formula for all the crops. There is a different levels of fertigation system is required. And pH control of the solution. So we have to monitor the pH. That means whether pH is increase or whether pH is decrease. That time we can go for how to decrease the pH and how to increase the pH. That time we can go for that. And better growth rate will be there in hydroponics. There is no weeds. And fever, pest and disease. Yes, every farm, in case of there is a fever, pest and disease will be there. Almost still, most of the people are growing hydroponics farms are all under the control environment, all control, not only natural polyhouse. Most of the growers are currently they are going for the fan and pad system. There is a temperature control environment there, but still there is a pest and disease will be there. So that time in the case with people does not follow the integrated pest management control. So that is the reason pest and disease attack in the hydroponics farming in the like fan and pad system. So there is an integrated pest management control we have to follow. That is a vast subject we have to discuss later. No use of insecticides and herbicides. We never use in hydroponics. We should understand that as hydroponics farming, comparing with the traditional farming, we never use any pesticides and herbicides in the farming level. So if we are not using any insecticides or herbicides, like any pesticides in the sense, means the farmer can save the money. That is you have to understand that labor and time savers will be there here. And what is the disadvantage of the system is time and commitment. You should give the time and commitment to the farming. Definitely, if you don't have a time and commitment, doesn't go for the hydroponics farming. This is very, very basic important thing is even my experience and in hydroponics, I want to tell you here is the reality in the hydroponics farming. I want to tell you here who are coming into this hydroponics farming. If you wanted to give the time or if you wanted to give the commitment to the hydroponics farming, you have to come into the hydroponics farming. You don't have a time, you don't have a commitment in the sense, don't come to the hydroponics farming, because the plants are very, very crucial. If you are not taking care of 1 hour or 2 hours in the sense means, if you are not providing any water to the plants in the sense means 1 to 2 hours in the sense means, plant will die. Definitely, I will say that. I experienced that. In most of my farms and most of the hydroponics farmers, they're facing the same issue because of that power failures. There is no backup for the power. That is the reason. And experiences and technical knowledge is required. Exactly. So every farm should have at least there is a BSc agriculture student or some graduate should be there. Because of that, he knows, understand about how the plant is behave, like what is the EC, what is the pH, at least they should know that what is the greenhouse temperature is there. So what if the greenhouse temperature in the sense means how to operate the greenhouse, that is also very, very important. If your plant is growing under the protected cultivation in the sense means that is not required. That is not a sense. If you have the experience, if you know the knowledge on the hydroponics, that means if you know the knowledge on the greenhouse, like how to operate the greenhouse, that is very, very important. So greenhouse environment in the sense means it will change the differ, like climate to climate, it will change in the weather conditions, like winter, how to operate the greenhouse, and summer, how to operate the greenhouse. That is very, very different. We have to understand that. And water and electricity risk, that's I told you, right? Water, electricity, majorly is the electricity risk will be there. System failure threats will be there. Initially, it is very, very expensive. In hydroponics farming, this is very, very expensive. If it is, once it is constructed, it will go for the 20 years. I will tell you that. That is, I will guarantee on this. 20 years we can grow for that by using that system. Disease and pests may be spread quickly in the system. This is a major disadvantage in the hydroponics. Yeah. Hydroponics farming. Yeah, just now I told you, right, in the definition itself, just I told you, right, hydroponics is nothing but working with water, not with the plants. Why I told you, why definition itself, I told why working with water, not with the plants. This is the reason. This PPT, this presentation, you can understand that what is the percentage of hydroponic skills is required, what is the percentage of horticulture skills is required. Yes, most of the people is understanding that, underestimating the hydroponic system in the sense means hydroponics will take care of everything. Only just we can take the harvest. At the end of the time, we can harvest. That is false. That is not good. See, hydroponics farming is a combination of two things. One is horticultural skills and one is the hydroponic skills. These both are, hydroponics skill is nothing but that is a technology we are integrating with the horticultural skills. This is major important. I don't have any horticultural skills, but I know that. But what is how to grow the plants, what is the behaving in the plant, that is I know that. So you should understand that horticultural skills is different and hydroponic skills is different. So what is the horticultural skills? So that is nothing but it's a greenhouse environment control and water quality and integrated pest management and crop culture. These four conditions are, these four protocols are very, very important in the horticultural skills. Greenhouse environment. So whatever the farmer, he has to understand about the greenhouse, how to operate the greenhouse. He should know that. And water quality. Yes, in hydroponics, the water quality is very, very important. So we have to check the water quality based on the water checks. We have to provide the water to the hydroponics, like integrated pest management control. And there is a set of protocols will be there in hydroponics and crop culture. These are the horticultural skills. These 4 points are comes into the horticultural skills. And hydroponics, see, nothing will be there. In hydroponics, there is no greenhouse, there is no water, there is no integrated, there is no crop culture. Just hydroponics is nothing but it's a technology. Yes, that's hydroponics is set up. That means hydroponics is nothing but is an infrastructure. Mostly is infrastructure. Hydroponics is set up, hydroponics layout, hydroponics technology. Hydroponics technology is nothing but how you are providing the water to the plant. When you are providing the water to the plant, what is the water? Water contains like nutrients. So that is a little bit of subject will be there. We will discuss later. But these are the things we have to differentiate. You have to understand what exactly mean by the horticultural skills, what exactly mean by hydroponic skills. Only 30 to 40% skills are required in hydroponics. Like only 30 to 40% is hydroponic skills, and remaining is rest of the thing is horticultural skills. Very, very important. Only 30 to 40 only ratio is the hydroponics, and remaining is as usual plant will grow only horticultural based on the agronomist. We have to take the agronomist self. If the plant is effect in the sense means it's something effect. What is the pest? What is the disease? We doesn't understand. We doesn't know that. We are not. I'm not a agricultural background. At least we should know that what is the pest is attacked. Whether white flies, whether it is what kind of pest is attacked. We should know that. Either at least we can inform to the agronomist. So, sir, this my pest is attacked. So what should I do now? So that's at least we have to get the idea on this. Yeah. Crops in hydroponics. Yeah, see here, any crops can be grown in hydroponics crop production system. Any crops, but see, established crops like wine crops, cucumber, tomato, and capsicum. These are the major wine crops. Major wine crops in whatever the countries. Leafy greens, lettuce and basil and kale and spinach and Indian leafy greens and flowers, rose and gerbera lilium. These are the established crops in the hydroponics. And trail crops, majorly essential oil-bearing crops like damask and jaman and saffron. Saffron is still there is under process. Some companies are growing the saffron, but that is very big expensive in this saffron growing is. Medicinal crops, that is medicinal crops is very most of the farmers are like hydroponics growers are developing the medicinal crops and herbs and fruit crops like strawberry and watermelon, but crops to be considered little bit of things only, just yeah. See this level of pictorial representation, you can get some idea on this crops in hydroponics. This survey is around 2020. Yes, exactly 2020 by the Modern Intelligence. They only published this one. Yeah. See what is the market revenue in hydroponics. See, that means tomato. There is around 40% of tomato is growing in the worldwide. There is a tomato is more percentage of growing the tomato, and lettuce and leafy vegetables like around 20. This is a pepper and cucumber. Only these crops are major crops in hydroponics. Tomato and lettuce and pepper and cucumber. Because of that, these are all grown under the North American or the Asian specific regions. These are all our crops are. So this is the ratio as of now. What are the challenges in hydroponics? What are the best challenges? Like we can say that everyone should, before entering into the hydroponics, we have to understand what are the basic challenges in hydroponics. See, in Indian market, maximum, we don't have that much of awareness in hydroponics. So there is a limited information available in the public platform. I say thank to Mr. Gobi sir. Really, this lecture and this much of awareness is spreading to all over India. Really great. There is a maximum people doesn't understand about the hydroponics. They don't have awareness in hydroponics farming. There is no protected farming, like as a sustainable, how to grow the plants as sustainable. There is no sustainable agriculture in India. That means I will tell you one thing. In agriculture, most of the thing is that comes under the unorganized sector. Now, by using the help of hydroponics, we have to converting into the organized sector. So there is a chain will be there, like how to seedling stage 2, how to harvest, and how to after that post harvest and whatever the transportation. There will be organized sector. If you follow the organized manner, definitely they will get the good ROI. That is the thing. Skilled resources are limited. Even BSc agriculture completion students also very like they don't have a curriculum in hydroponics. They're not a part of curriculum in hydroponics farming is. So that is the reason there is a skilled resource are very limited. Shortage will be there in India, and high capital cost is requirement. This is the major thing is high capital cost requirement will be there, and product innovations are limited. This means we have to R&D on good producers, like all the producers, whatever the crops, we have to do the R&D in this. Yeah, just I will give you the scenario of hydroponics. Just you have to understand that I don't want to go for the deeper subject into hydroponics. Just outline line. Just I wanted to show you the hydroponics. What exactly current situation in the hydroponics? If you talk about the global level, what is the growth rate of the hydroponics market? See, hydroponics market growing area is growing like as a 7.8% of over the next 5 years. This is a very really is good. Which region has highest growth rate in hydroponics market? Asia Pacific. Majorly is Asia Pacific region only the largest share in the hydroponics market. That means maximum. Asia Pacific only that. Which region has the largest share in the hydroponics market? Means North America. That is the largest share, like region wise in the sense means. So by 2050, an extra 3 billion people could be living on the earth. So with over 80% of the global production living on the urban areas. So that is the reason. So this hydroponics is required. There is a food demand will be there. So that is the reason due to the urbanization, we have a limited land will be there. There is no arable lands. So that is the reason we can grow is the indoor. Indoor farming is a concept, and vertical farming is came into the picture here is. And India, whatever the global we saw that, what about the India? India is yes, this is the initial stage. No estimates are available. Yes, and most of the projects are in pilot stage only. Only in India, there is only 5 companies are major companies in India, like Simply Fresh and some other companies are there. Only 5 to, I think 3 to 5 companies are biggest companies in India. They are doing as a commercial farming, and most of them are struggling in this in India. So, but still there is a lot of development will be there in hydroponics farming. There is especially in the northern states, especially in northern states, there is a good growth for the hydroponics. Like in India, hydroponics market is expected to grow during the forecast period is that is 2021 to 2028. Really, that's a great. This data image intelligence from the Hyderabad company. They are given a survey of for 13.53 percentages will be the growth rate is. Yes. Steps to plan how to execute the hydroponics unit. This is very, very important. So when we are going for the hydroponics commercial farming, so very, very important, we have to take up the whatever the prerequisites. See, crop identification is very, very important. Whenever you are going for the any commercial farm, you have to identify the crop. That is whether based on the market potential or climatic requirement. Based on 2 things will be there. So that is how you have to taking care of that. Identification of hydroponic growing system. So whether which model you wanted to grow, whether it's a nutrient film technique, whether you wanted to go for aeroponics, whether you wanted to go for deep water culture. That is a major important. And detailing of hardware. Yes, whatever we are providing infrastructure for that. Installation of pilot project. Before going to the commercial project, I request everyone to take a note here. Whenever we are going the commercial hydroponics, better you can go for the pilot project. Whenever establishing the pilot project, you should know that you can understand all the things, whatever the circumstances, whatever the problems and everything, you can understand that. So then you can go for the commercial farming. After pilot project, you can learn many things when the plant is behaving. So you can understand that. And developing the software is nothing but automation things, and automation and product development is major important, and commercial project blueprint and launch of commercial project. That is a marketing, how we are marketing to the produce, how the produce is marketing to that, whether it's a packaging is very, very important. After post harvest, that is a very, very important. That's from transportation. These are all how to execution of the hydroponics, very, very important. You have to take the consideration of things. Yeah, now I will tell you a little introduction about the plant need, what plant needs in the general subject of this. So plant is need to survive in the sense means these things are very, very important. Oxygen and carbon dioxide and light and water and nutrient. Oxygen and carbon dioxide and light, these are all our sunlight. This will comes from our environmental, and water and nutrients. We'll discuss about the things. Water management, especially we have talked about the water management in hydroponics method, hydroponics farming. Water management is very, very important. So what are the parameters? What are the key elements in the water management? pH and electrical conductivity, and that means EC and TDS and temperature. These 4 parameters or 4 keys are very, very important in the water management in hydroponics. Yeah, let's watch water quality. What is water quality? Just you can understand that just this standard one. But your bore water, if your bore water or whatever your irrigation water, if the EC is less than 0.5, before going to the hydroponics farming, you should go for the analysis test lab report. Just you can find out that your EC is 0.5, your Na, sodium is 35 and chloride is 53 milligrams per liter. In case of, this is good for the hydroponics crops. The standard one is a good for almost all the crops in hydroponics. That range, if the water, if your bore water, whatever your irrigation water, it should fall into the standard one in the sense means that water is good. But currently in India, there is no, this notes comes under this range maximum, because of the we go for the only for the RO water. That means we have to recycle the water. Standard 2, EC is less than 1.0 and Na is 69 and Cl is 106. This is the intermediate stage of water quality, not suitable for crops with a limited root system. Will be limited like pot plants. This is not. We can go for the directly. We can go for the RO system is suitable for this. And standard 3, EC is 1.5 and Na is 104 and 106. Cl is C. Water quality is not suitable to any crops here is. So water have the more salts. In case of sodium and chloride, in the content is very, very higher in the sense means it's not suitable for any even also traditional farming also. In traditional farmers also, we have to check that whether what is the EC, what is the sodium, what is the chloride of the percentage of the water. You have to check based on that. Plants can take the water, whatever the nutrients from the ionic form. So in that case, what is the sodium, what is the chloride percentage, we have to check that water irrigation system. And standard 4, and EC is 1.5 and sodium is 104. This is 1. No, only is a standard one is the best way to provide the water to the hydroponics farming. Yes, this is the pH management in hydroponics. What is exactly mean by the pH? Just pH is nothing but power of hydrogen or potential of hydrogen. Just I will tell you that pH in the sense means power of hydrogen in the sense means the combination of two things. One is the hydrogen ions and one is the hydroxide ions. Hydrogen ions, combination of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions. See, pH scales, there is a 0 to 14 will be there. 0 to 7 and 7 to 14 will be there. 7 is called as a neutral and 0 to 7 is the acidic and 7 to 14 is the alkaline water. So if your water, if your water or reservoir is contains a more number of hydrogen ions, that is called as the acidic. More number of hydrogen ions, H plus ions, we can say that. Positive ions, more number of positive ions in the sense means that is called as a acidic. So in case of more number of hydroxide ions, that is called as a OH minus ions. OH minus, if the water having the more number of hydroxide ions, that is called as a basic, or we can say that as a alkaline water. That is 7 is called as a neutral. That is nothing but pure water. The rainwater is called as only 7. See, in this acidic in the sense means battery and one is stomach acid and lemon and soda. These are all comes into the 0 to 7. These are all acids, right? 7 to 14. If you 7 to 14, you can see that water and blood, alkaline, egg white. These are all are alkaline. See, above pictorial representation, there is a will be there, and ions will be there. This is the ions, OH minus ions and H plus ions. Combination of these two ions, we can say that is the pH is either increased or pH is decreased. That means water is alkaline or water is acidic. That is the way. In case of in hydroponics, whether pH is increased in the sense means pH is increased, we can go for the nitric acid. We can go for that. In case of we could get down the pH in the sense means, or we can go for we can up in the sense means we can go for the phosphoric. That is a will be there. There is a how to up and how to down of the pH values in the irrigation system. Yeah, how the plant is taking the nutrients from the water. This is very, very important. There is a see, by understanding every plant can takes the water when it takes the nutrients from one ionic form, whether it is the nitrogen or whether it is the NPK, whatever we are providing the nitrogen, phosphorus, whatever the potassium, it is taking from one ionic form will be there. Not directly is taking the nitrogen, not directly is taking the phosphorus, not directly taking the potassium. It's taking from the one ionic form. See, one ionic form is taking, any positive ion is taking the plant, same back to the gives back to the one positive ion. Same here, one negative ion is same gives back to the one negative ion. Plant is taking like that. Whenever the plant is absorbing any nutrient, if it is positive ion, in the sense it gives back to the one positive ion. It is taking the one negative ion, it gives back to the one negative ion. In that case, if the plant is taking the more number of nitrate ions, more number of nitrate is nothing but negative ion. So plant is require more amount of nitrate, more amount of nitrate, because of that plant root zone is very, very important. So plant root is taking the more amount of nitrate ions. So that is in the case. So plant is taking the, whenever we are taking the plant is taking the more amount of nitrate ions. So that time pH will drastically increase. Plastically, that means more number of OH minus ions. If the water, your water or reservoir is contains the more number of OH minus ions, in the sense means it's a water drastically, that means pH value is drastically increased. So that's, see, this is the way. These are all are the elements, how it is uptaking the nutrients, how it is uptaking the nutrients for the negative ions, positive ions and negative ions, how it is taking the plants, how it is give back to the positive ion and negative ion. These are the very, very important, how the plant is uptaking the process, how the internal process of the plant in hydroponics, especially our traditional farming also. Actually, in most of the people in hydroponic farmers, they will like my farming, my plants are they will say that my plants is, that means my reservoir is like, as a pH is down, pH is up. Because of that pH up, in the sense means you can understand that your plant is taking the proper nutrients. You should understand that there is no, actually that is a good sign for the plants. When the plant is taking the good amount of nitrate ion, it's a good sign for the plant. What is the EC? EC is nothing but like, as a, there's an electric conductivity. We have to follow every day we have to measure the EC. Every day EC we have to regular check, we have to follow. There is a, you should keep the between 0.8 to 1.4 for the greeny leaves. You have to maintain the for the greeny leaves, and EC, that means seedling level and vegetative level and fruiting level, we have to follow the, like there is a stages will be there. 0.7 to 0.8, that is a sprouting level, and vegetative level is the 0.9 to 1.4. The fruiting level is nothing but up to 2.2. Based on the crops, we have to follow the things. Is this is a very, very thing is nutrients. Sorry to say that the EC is nothing but there is an amount of salts or nutrients in your system. Based on that only, this EC meter is there's a digital meter. That means it will find out that there is how much of electrical current is transported to the water. That meter will be displayed based on that. If your water doesn't contain any salts, if the pure water, in the sense means your EC shows as a 0. That is, you can understand that. TDS meters, in most of the in India, there's a two TDS meters is nothing but TDS stands for totally dissolved solids. We can say that it's nothing but amount of concentration of all nutrients. EC meter is nothing but this, your meters. I will tell you one thing, TDS, whatever the market available in the TDS meters, only it will tell that how much of amount of concentration is available in your reservoir, available in your water, that tells that. So there is a two things will be there in TDS meters. One is a sodium chloride meters, one is there is a potassium chloride meters. In India, most of the available TDS meters are only the sodium chloride meters. It gives the conversion factor is 500. So and potassium chloride meters are, it will use a 700. For example, how do I convert in the sense means, if EC is 1 in the sense means, how to converting into the TDS in the sense means 1 into 1000 by 2, it will get as a 500 ppm parts per millions. Okay, you should understand that. If your ppm is 500 in the sense means 1 EC, that is the thing. You should understand that. Fertigation is most important thing in the hydroponics. Why fertigation in hydroponics? 11:45, yeah. Fertigation in hydroponics very, very important. What are the major constraints in hydroponics? Plant growth is too heavy in hydroponics. And second one is the root volume is very small as comparing with the soil. And micronutrients deficiencies are very constant in hydroponics. And unbalanced fertilizer formula creates some more difficulties. So every crop we have a formalized for different crops. Like tomato, we have a separate formulas, and for capsicum, we have a specified formula. We have cucumber, we have a specified formula. Based on that formula only, we have to give the fertigation to the plants. If you are unbalanced fertigation, definitely it will threats to the plant. Always not suitable like that. What are the essential plant nutrients? Everyone, we know that there is a 13 key elements for the plant is required, like carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. These are all the elements are required to grow the plants. Carbon and hydrogen and oxygen, these are all comes from the environmental, that is air and water. And majorly, when we're talking about the nutrients, in the sense, mean there is the primary elements and there is the macro elements. Primary macro elements and there is a micro elements. Primary macronutrients are there is a nitrogen and phosphorus and potassium. These are very, very important. There's very, very vital. It will plays the vital role in the plant growth. NPK in traditional farming also we use the NPK, like 1999, 20, 20, 20. Most of the farmers will use the 1999, 20, 20, 20. So because of that, more percentage of nitrogen will be available in the NPK. There's a percentage wise I'm talking about that. Whenever the traditional farmers are using the NPK, so there's a lot of demand in the NPK because of the nitrogen percentage is more in initial stage. That is the reason if every plant also taking the nitrate percentage is more, that is the reason we will use as a NPK. And secondary micronutrients, Ca, that means calcium and magnesium and sulfur. These three things are the large quantities. Like this is the greatest quantities is required for the NPK, and here is the large quantities is required, calcium and magnesium and sulfur. Micronutrients, these are the trace element we used to call as the trace elements. This is boron and copper and iron and manganese and zinc, that's manganese and zinc and molybdenum. These are the very, very, very grams only required in this. See, plant, earlier I told you that plant doesn't take the direct form of nutrients. That means it takes the ionic form. It takes from the ionic form. So that is in the sense when nitrogen can be two parts will be there. Nitrate ion and ammonium. There's two will positive and negative will be there. Phosphorus, there is a 3, negative will be there. Phosphorus always is a negative. Potassium, positive will be there. And calcium, Ca2 plus, that is the ionic form. Magnesium, Mg2 plus, that's a positive ion. So ions are electrically charged from the each nutrient or element. That in the sense means ions are cations or anions. Like positive ions are negative ions. So if you are providing any organic nutrients source, if you are even though organic farming, if you are providing any organic nutrients to the sources, but nutrients they contain must be transferred to their inorganic form to be taken up by the plants. So plant doesn't take any organic farming. That means organic form. It's take from the ionic form only. Plant can be absorb the nutrients only ionic form only. That's this pictorial, this tabular column, you can understand that how the nitrogen will be available in the forms, and phosphorus, how it is available in the forms, potassium, how it is available of ionic form. These are the things. So just what is the excess of nutrient in the sense means nitrogen in the sense, if the nitrogen is excess of nitrogen in the sense means potassium deficiency will be there. In case of potassium, excess of potassium in the sense means there is a nitrogen, calcium and magnesium. There is excess of sodium in the sense means potassium and calcium, magnesium. So these are all the things will be there. We have to carefully when our balance when you are preparing the fertigation system to the plant specific crop, we have to take care for all these things. So whenever when the one element of the excess of the one element, it will be there is a deficiency will be there. This plant doesn't take the nutrients. In case of anything has happened, there is a deficiency will be plant doesn't take that much of nutrients to the plant uptaking the process. So that's you have to understand that. So this is medium. What are the medium? Because of that, we don't use any soil mechanism in this hydroponics. We use the different types of mediums we used, like coco peat and rock pools and OSS cubes we used. But what exactly mean by the medium? Like when the soils are eliminated, you need some material to hold the plants, as well as transmitting the moisture and nutrients and oxygen to the plant roots. There are so many growing mediums around us. Growing media is nothing but there is a water holding capacity is good. Water holding capacity should be there. That is called as a growing media. What makes a good growing media? What can you choose that? What are the good things you have to consideration whenever we are selecting the growing media? So these are the things will be considered. Good aeration and drainage system good there. Like your medium hold the moisture and oxygen well. lightweight, enough to work with the carry around, and reusable, and pH neutral, and not costly, and organic made, that means eco-friendly. These are all our types of growing medias. Like coconut industry is very good, growing good in nowadays because of that hydroponics. Also there is a part of hydroponics also, that's a growing media in only Tamil Nadu people. I can say that my best friends in Tamil Nadu, most of the people are growing, that means coconut coir. They're exporting through the Northern America places like European countries. They're exporting that medium for exclusive, for especially for hydroponics only. Their AC is maintaining around the 0.3 to 0.7. They're maintaining the EC. That means a vast coco peat they're supplying, and perlite, that is, and rock wool, and clay pellets like as we used to call as, and Oasis cubes. These are all our growing media in hydroponics. We used to grow for seedling stage. Yeah, I will tell you, as finally I lost, just everyone are interested to what is the ROI. Whenever we are establishing, that means whenever we go for the commercial farm or whenever we go for the pilot project, what is the ROI of hydroponics farming? Just I take one example of consideration of cucumber and capsicum. This is the only just approximately values I given here. See, here is a for 1 acre. Just you can understand that this is the basic values just given, not perfect values, just assumption values. Not only that, I think it's 1 year back, just this designed. I think this is 1 year back. The rates are, I think it's a very high now. Okay, 1 acre. For example, if you take as a cucumber plant, 1 acre. If you take as example as a 1 acre, the number of plants we can accommodate in the 10,000 plants we can accommodate in the 1 acre farming. Total investment is the 60 lakhs. What exactly mean by 60 lakhs? That's a greenhouse structure, greenhouse environment, greenhouse infrastructure, and there is a whether you are growing with the grow bags and coco peat, we are growing that. So that is the cost is around the 60 lakhs. So investment is nothing but there is a 32 lakhs you can give it to them. In case of some of the governments, some of the state government and central government, they are giving the subsidy to greenhouse cultivation. So that's what they are giving as subsidies at 28 lakh. So what you are expecting from the traditional farming and hydroponics farming of the yield of the crop? Yield is around a 4.5 to 4. That almost 4.5 kg is a perfect number. That means 4.5 above only. Where worst case I am giving this number is a 4.5 kg. This one is. And whatever the cycles of crops, 3 cycles in cucumber is like total annual production is like 4.5 into 3 in the sense means there is the 1,35,000 kgs, like it will comes under like what are the total expensive, what are the expensive in this farm 1 year in the sense means 12 lakhs. And what is the selling price in the market? Cucumber 22 rupees per kg for this is the worst case. In case of 20 rupees also we can say that, or sometimes it will go for the 40 rupees. In hydroponics farming, I have a large small setup, just around a 1,000 planter. Just I used to sell like around is a 40 rupees per kg. There is a pilot project I taken up as a pilot project. That's there is only 1,000 plants we taken up. That's I think 40 to 45 we sold out that cucumber is. So net profit is around is a 17 lakh. This is a profit. You can gain that. Even capsicum also similar. Definitely if you who are interested in this field, definitely you can reach me. Just I will provide you the best price, current market price. Just I will send it. This is my I think is the last 1 year. This is ROI rates will be there. So I will give you the good, whatever the ROI will be there, I will modify that definitely. Yes, thank you for everyone. Thank you, Gopi sir. If you have any QA question and answer, just you can shoot at me. We will answer you.
Thank you, Venkatesh. Excellent presentation.
Thank you,
a very insightful session. Now we'll keep the floor open for question and answers.
Yes.
Participants, you may please unmute and ask your questions, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for such a nice presentation, sir. Just have one small question. This you are telling that in hydroponics we should not use any insecticides and herbicides, and there was also this point that the probability of this pest is very high in hydroponics. Once it catches it, so this how to take care of that means one side we should not use insecticides and herbicides. Other side, if it catches pest, then I mean, it will grow very quickly. So how to take care of that? But overall,
Yes.
very nice presentation and excellent presentation. And thank you for sharing it with all of us.
Yes, this is a very good question. Everyone in the Indian, almost in India, all of the farmers, not only you, all of the hydroponic farmers, including me also, facing the same issue. Because of that, we are not following such kind of rules and regulations. Our greenhouses are not properly maintained. If you are properly maintain your greenhouse, how to operate the greenhouse? Like sometimes our greenhouse doors are opened automatically, they will open, our labors will open and go and work, they will do some work. If it is opened, in the sense means most of the cases our labors will be opened doors, all the doors will be closed every time. You should make sure that point is, in case of any pesticides or any like means any insecticides are like come into the greenhouse, in the sense it doesn't go outside, definitely it will affect to the entire your crop. So you have to go for the integrated pest management control. That means there is a protocol will be there. You can go for like as a neem oil or like as a soap oil. Like you can go for, there is alternative day, or you can go for every 5 days or 6 days. You have to spray the neem oil or just remedy like as a soap. This you have to follow, like whether if the pest is attacked or not, whether you have to follow the rule IPM protocol. That's what better you can understand that IPM. Just I will, in case of if you mention the mail address, you can send it to my chat box. Definitely I will provide the IPM protocol. In there is a, if the hydroponics grower should understand that basic level of knowledge, sir. I will tell you one thing. In case of what kind of pest is attacked, you should know that. Everyone should know that. That is whether it is a flies, what are the pest is attacked. So you have to take the picture, what is the plant is affected, whether plant is affected to entire the system or not, whether what is the, we have to that means inspection of root also we have to taking care of. Every day morning you have to follow the some kind of things. You have to take the one lens. In initial stage the pest is not shown, like that we cannot see the pest. That means initial stages. So you can go for the one instruments like eye will be there. There is some measurements will be there. We can use that. We can easily identify the pest. Thank you. I think I hope your
Thank you.
question I think
My
answered.
Hello.
But
Yeah, my query
Hello,
is
sir. I
answered
have some.
very nicely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello.
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 Hello, sir.
I have a
So,
question.
one
Please go
question.
on.
Hello.
Yeah, please go on. Go on, Pratik.
Actually, sir, I want to know is greenhouse effect mandatory for this kind of hydroponic vegetation? Can it be done in the open?
Pratik, your voice is very low. Can you speak louder?
Pratik, please unmute and ask your question, please.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, go on.
My question is that greenhouse effect is mandatory for this kind of hydroponic vegetation. Can I plant it in open air or in direct sunlight?
No, sir. Because of that, we are growing the plants under the water. In case of hot summer or hot area, that means temperature is high, in the sense means we cannot able to survive the plants. Actually, plants cannot survive the higher temperature. Plant can survive only the 20 to 30 degrees, 30 to 32 only. So that is the reason almost hydroponics growers can go for the greenhouses because of that. Even like rainy, but home gardeners, they can go for that. Home gardeners, there is a limited plants will be there. We can cover with something. If who are interested in a home pilot project, they are taking up a pilot project, they can go for the just openly, not a issue, big issue. But when the summer only, that is a very problem.
Okay. So another thing, the nutrients which we are adding to water, that is some ratio or something like that. So can I have the some formulas about these nutrients from your
Sure. What kind of crop you are selecting that? What you are identified? Any crop you are identified that? I will tell you.
just like cucumber or spinach like this?
I will give you the just you can contact the Gopi sir. I will forward to you. Like otherwise, I will forward the cucumber fertigation system to Gopi sir. Because of that, how to operate the fertigation is more important in hydroponics. That means that we have to discuss lot. What is the vegetative growth? What is the fruiting stage? How the formula will be changed. Better just you can reach out to Gopi sir. I will forward the fertigation chart to the Gopi sir. I think you can get it from Gopi sir, or just you can send a message to me also. Just we can do that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for good representation. It's a valuable information we have got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Venkatesh.
Sir.
This is Subramanian. I have a question. This, your the cost of investment you wrote. Is there a template on what these are broken down into?
Yes. Let me show you once again. Let me show you one thing. Yeah. See, sir. This is a project size in the sense means better understanding for. I will tell you one thing. Here, 1 acre. 1 acre in the sense means what is the number of plants in the sense means we can accommodate the 10,000 plants in the 1 acre of greenhouse. What is the cost of total investment of for this in hydroponics farming in the sense means with including the infrastructure and grow bags and plants are around 60 lakhs will be there. But approximately and greenhouse construction they will go for around as a 40 to 50 lakhs, 55 lakhs it will go that. So 50 lakhs will be there. The rest of the things will go further developing the infrastructure and automation system and fertigation system will be there is around 60 lakhs. This I am taking the one consideration only for 1 acre of that one. Number of plants we can accommodate 10,000 rupees and total investment is 60 lakhs rupees will be there. But here, if in your package you can spend 32 lakhs, but subsidy will get 28 lakhs will be given by the government of India or state government of India. If for natural ventilated polyhouses only, sir, it will differ to high-tech polyhouses. Some of the states are not giving any subsidy to high-tech polyhouses, but central government, they are giving the schemes. Under the schemes, like there is a 40 to 50 ratio they are giving under the started, whatever the started of greenhouse construction. They're given, initially only they're given budget as 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs, they're given the budget, they release the budget. We have to go for the NABARD. We have to collaborating with the NABARD. With the help of the NABARD, we can get it the subsidy. So even this, I think it's a clear, sir.
Now, this fabric, is there any resource, for example, in Tamil Nadu, who can, be a consultant, who can help me start? Can you help?
Yes, sir. Yeah, almost Tamil Nadu in the sense means I'm not actually as part of Tirupati nearby Tamil Nadu. That means Nagari. We are developing the one project. There is will be there, and the next month we'll be starting there only in hydroponics farming. Like as they started with the cucumbers and hydroponics. So
have you started? Can we come and have a look?
Yeah, in Hyderabad, I can show you the lot of farms in Hyderabad, but not sure that Chennai, I'm not handling in Chennai. One of my team is handling with the Chennai only with the greeny leaves, not in the vine crops. As of now, indoor green leaves are there. We have some other projects. We have that.
Can I have a look at a facility which is done by you somewhere in Chennai, the leafy greens?
Yes, that's what I told you, right? Only leafy greens we done, but not if there is a commercial like vine crops, we not yet started in this. No one is comes into the picture. In case of if it is ready in the sense means definitely we will come and sit how to. I will explain the end of the entire A to Z things.
I'll link with you sometime. Maybe next month we can
Sure.
meet up. Sure.
Sure, sir. Yeah,
Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Hello. So can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, like I am part of a school, and on the school wall, I was thinking like small crops like spinach. Can
Okay.
we go with hydroponic system? I want to make the one of the wall facade fully green wall for teaching the children. So can I convert a part of one wall, foot green wall with this pipes and for spinach?
Yes. for educational purpose, better to provide that kind of facility to children, sir. I think the current children, sir, they're younger, like as a next generation farmers. Definitely, there as some occupation will be there. Who are liking currently, we are liking as a professional, like as teaching kind, like as a software industries, or like as a pharma industry. Same, it will be as next level of 2030. Definitely, there will be a hydroponics farming also. Like there is a industry will be there, organized sector. So definitely you can reach out to me how to set up the small setup in educational institution. I will help you that. So what is the flow rate? What is the things? What are the prerequisites for that? I will tell you. No problem about that. I don't take any cost for that. Just you can reach out to me. Even my team also will help you to that how to set up the farm. Even you can there, if you have the infrastructure in the sense, we will provide. Otherwise, whatever we are include, whatever you have that facilities like pipes, circular pipes. From that also we can develop the hydroponics.
Shall I connect with you through the email address given in that screen?
Yes, you can connect, sir. No problem, sir.
Sure, I'll send you the drawings what I plan to do, and then I'll discuss with you.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Hi, Mr. Venkateswar Reddy.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, you've got listeners all the way. Your fans from Malaysia. I'm calling you from Malaysia. Hi. I'm pretty interested in getting into it. My name is Devan Rajan. I hope you can see me. So I was attending your session. Very much interested. I work for a company. We are into IoT, and we are specialized in agriculture IoT, and now planning to get into hydroponics for the Malaysian government. So I've got your details. I won't take too much of your time. We'll be in touch, and we'll need your services to bring more expertise to Malaysia.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you very much.
Nika Nandri, as they say in Tamil. I'll be in touch with you.
You can. I think this is.
Yes, yeah. I've taken your details.
Just you can drop your mail or just drop a message to that number by WhatsApp number. My team will provide you all details. No problem, sir. We can discuss.
Have you all, just one question, if I'm not holding the floor. Have you all done for all fruits and vegetables or only a few, sir?
As of now, we are growing all leafy greens and vine crops. Like vine crops is cucumber, we started to grow that. And all leafy greens, we started.
What about chili and say ginger and things like that?
Ginger, we not don't go for the ginger. Only we capsicum and cucumber and tomato, chili.
Any reason for not doing ginger or any other fruits?
Yes, ginger and turmeric and these are our commercial farms, sir. It takes some time. Like there is a duration period is very just longer time. So that is the reason. Like in even our greenhouse cultivation also, that's we are thinking about that. Definitely, already we done some experiments in turmeric. Already we got a good results in the turmeric. Also our fertigation also that's very good for suitable for the turmeric. But we are not started trials on the ginger. Definitely we will take the consideration further. Definitely we will take as a R&D.
Yeah. Just other question. Where are you based? Are you from Andhra or Tamil Nadu, sir?
Yes, I am from Hyderabad, sir.
Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll be in touch with you. Thank you very much. That was beautiful and awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was a nice presentation, Venkateswar. Very nice and informative presentation. Can you show me slide number 4?
Yes, yeah. Let me go there. Yeah.
Yeah, and please put it in the presentation mode because I'm.
Yes, yeah, sure. Yes. I think this is one.
Yeah, this is the one. Why I'll tell you I asked you this was that as you mentioned that in another 25 years, 80% of the population will be moving into cities, like urban type. So this is now you have spoken about the commercial angle. I mean, it's 60 lakhs and all that. That is one time 55 lakhs. And recurring will be less, I think. Second year, third year onwards will be less. Now, what I am trying to ask you is that since I mean house dwellers, I mean those who have got kitchen garden or some backyard, how to convert it for simple home use vegetables like tomatoes, chilies, cucumber, which leafy vegetables. So what is the best way in which without involving electricity, because electricity, may be erratic and sometimes not available. So what is is there a way we can use some simple vegetables in our kitchen garden or backyard? Can you tell us how we can proceed with that? Just for daily use. It is not for commercial.
Exactly. The
house
home
consumption only.
Yes, home gardeners, we are providing the solution also here actually. There is the electricity in the sense means in hydroponics, that is a major prerequisite is electricity. Because of that, less electricity. In the case, Masa, per day, it takes around as a 10 to 15 minutes, and evening 10 to 15 minutes is enough. If you're providing this much of amount to the plant, that means electricity to the plants in the sense, definitely plant will survive. I will give the structure. I think better. I think who are interested in the home gardeners, we have a presentation on home gardeners. Last week, I given some college to home gardeners, some organization. Definitely, how to set up a home gardeners in the sense means we can grow all the leafy greens in all the vine crops, like whatever the tomato and capsicum and chilies and all over whatever we are consumption daily, day by day. Just we can grow by help of the, like, whether you can grow for the NFT system or whether you can go for the troughs. Already I shown, right? Grow bags also you can grow. In medium we used as a coco peat is a growing medium. So in that case, this your thing also very economically is a good, and there is a lightweight will be there. It's take water holding capacity is more. If you are not giving the water, also plants can survive 2 to 3 days. If you are not in the home, also that plant can survive up to 3 levels, 3 days or 4 days. Because of that, if you are using the coco peat, that means water holding capacity is more. So there is no problem for that.
And most of the time, the sunlight will be sufficient.
Yes, for that sunlight, just better to you can go for the shade nets. In market, they can get the 50% shade net and 75% shade nets are available in the market. Better you can go for the black and green. Because of that, don't go for the green. Green does not take the plants actually. It will go for the black color with the green color. 50% you can take. That's a better.
Okay. So regarding this, I can speak to you over your mobile phone or your email ID, which you are given.
Yes, you can. You can get it too. No problem. My team can provide the details also. In case of mobile, also sometimes available on the mobile also. You can speak. No problem. I will give the explanation and entire drawing also. We can provide. Even after this session, we will provide some material to you. I will provide them some material to Gopi sir. I think you can provide the details to Gopi sir better. Gopi sir can provide in case of all the material or how the home gardener perspective. We will share the information to them. That's a better thing. I think everyone can help to go through the once again that whatever the material we have, that definitely we will give the free of cost only. There is no thing. I think Gopi sir is very very helping guy. Definitely we will help you how to set up a home gardeners also. We will help. If I am busy also, my team will be provide all the details to you. There is no issue. Please reach out to me. Don't hesitate. This is a farming related activity. So everyone should be happy and everyone should get the good quality produce there without pesticides. Our children should be good. Our future generation should be good.
Yeah.
Because of that, nowadays, most of the people are facing with the only cancers due to the produce only. Healthy produce, like there is no healthy produce in the sense means all are chemicals. We have to go for the chemical free produce. At least we have to give to our children, or at least they're like as a next generation children.
Yeah. So do you mind giving this PPT to Gopi sir so that he can share with us?
Hey, definitely, no problem. I will provide this whatever I gone through this PPT. Just I will provide to the Gopi sir. Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. An excellent presentation, informative. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Participants, any questions further? Anybody else has a question? Can please unmute and ask the question.
First of all, thank you for the excellent presentation. I'm like I said, I'm part of a school and I'm surely interested to if we can teach the children about this home gardening with hydroponic. So in case we plan out this whole thing, so can I get your full support, your and your team's full support to implement this whole project amongst the children of our of this total area?
Sure, sir. Sure, why not? Definitely, we will help out. Definitely.
Sure, I'll reach out to you with all our plans. Okay.
Yeah.
Take this forward.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, anybody else has a question?
Sir, good afternoon. I'm Srinivaslu here.
Yeah, go on, Srinivaslu.
Sir, actually, your involvement in presentation shows how you are active in hydroponics. A very good presentation you have developed and shared to everybody. Hats off to you, first of all, for that. And then actually, I am having around 50 grow bag in my roof gardens, growing tomatoes, veggies, natural way. Okay. So I would take your advice on that also. I actually unmuted only to appreciate your presentation, your involvement in presentation. It's an excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, sir. Shall I speak now?
Yeah, Vishalingam, please go on. Go on, Mr. Vishalingam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, unfortunately, I got late. Just now I got entered into the presentation. I'm very much interested in hydroponics. Sir, are you practicing it? Where is your farm? Is it in Hyderabad? If it is there, shall I come and visit that one?
Yeah, sure.
Please guide me.
Sure, no problem. This my place is Gachibowli, Hyderabad. Gachibowli is the heart of city. There's a nearby like Gachibowli area, financial city. So you can come, like you can plan one weekend. Most of the operation and farm visits are operated in weekends like Saturday and Sundays. So you can come. According to that, you can plan.
Okay, sir. You please kindly share your number and the address. Please, I will meet you.
Yes, sir. Just you can take your number, sir. My number, just I think the screen. You can see my screen, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, you can contact Gobi, sir. Definitely.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll take down this number and I will.
Yes, sir.
Also. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Anybody else has a question? Okay, I think we are done. Thank you, Mr. Venkateswar Reddy.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts to have taken your time to be with us today. Excellent. We'll stay in touch with each other and we'll see how to take it forward.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.